Deborah Davis is joining us from The Hague to tell us what's going on there, Deborah.
Well, this is an international court building, but what's been happening here today is not a trial. It's been a public hearing of this huge dossier of evidence that the Wildlife Justice Commission amassed on a village in Vietnam. So the hearing's been going on all day. With me I have Mary Rice from the London-based Environmental Investigation Agency. Mary, you've been sitting in on the proceedings. What do you think today has achieved?
I think there are a couple of things that are key for me. The first one is the actual scale of what's going on in terms of illegal wildlife trade. Environmental Investigation Agency is aware of the problem, but the actual scale of what's going on specifically in Vietnam and in Ny Cay is staggering. The other thing is the amount of work and the amount of manpower and man-hours that have gone into producing this case to answer. It shows how much is needed in order to provide enforcement authorities with the ability to go out and initiate enforcement action.
And what's been happening the last couple of hours is this panel of judges, investigators, have almost been grilling the WJC people about their investigation as if it were a court case. How important is it that this evidence really amounts to everything you would need for a criminal prosecution?
I think that the key thing is that they are clear that every stone has been turned in order to provide incontrovertible evidence of the number of individuals, and by no means is this the full extent. They keep going back. They've been back 5 times over the course of 18 months, and each time they come up with new evidence, which of course is frustrating because, as far as we know, the Vietnamese authorities have done little in terms of enforcement response, and that's why they've now taken to produce this as a public hearing, because they've come to the end of where can they go next.
So what they've uncovered is a criminal network, 50-odd dealers, hundreds and hundreds, into the thousands of body parts of dead animals. The Vietnamese haven't taken action. Now, this is happening 2 days ahead of a huge conference in Vietnam. How much additional pressure do you think this is going to put on the Vietnamese to finally crack down on the trade?
I don't see how this can fail to prompt them to take action. We know that they have taken some cosmetic action, and we're receiving news now that there have been a couple of enforcement actions in the last few days. Obviously, they destroyed a stockpile a couple of days ago, which is another sort of step towards demonstrating commitment. But we need for them to actually go out there and arrest people and prosecute them and sentence them.
Mary, thank you. Well, this wraps tomorrow. The panel will come in with their recommendations and findings, and then attention will turn to Hanoi to see what the Vietnamese do with it.
All right, and we'll be watching. Thank you very much, Deborah Davies, giving us that update from The Hague.